Hello everyone. Our today's problem says we have to find the maximum difference between increasing elements. So mm, we are given a zero index array. All we have to find the maximum difference between num I and num j. So we have to make sure that num I is less than nums of j. Return maximum difference. If no such I and j exist, return -1. Let's first understand the question. I just copy it here. So what we have to do, we have to find the maximum difference between like the index of each nums here. For example, here nums of I is 7 and nums of j is 1. But we cannot do like we can't find a difference here, as the problem says nums of I should be less than nums of j. So we'll skip this one, then I will become 1, j will become 5, so the difference between 1 and 5 is 4. Then the difference between 1 and 4 is 3. The difference between 5 and 4, we can't do it because I is 5, j is 4, so I is bigger than j. We can't perform any minus operator here, so the maximum will be 4. Then if I take one more test case, for example, this one, 1, 5, 1, 1, 5 to 10, I'll just write it. 1, 5 to 10. So if I have a look, for example, our I is 1, this is I, so our first j will be 5, difference will be 5 minus 1, 4, I is 1, j is 2, different will be 1, I is 1, j is 10, different will be 9. Again, I will increase the i's value, I will be 5, then j is 2, so I is greater than j, not possible. Then j will be 10, I will be 5, so different will be 5. I'll just write it here. Again, I will be 2, then j will be 10, the different will be 8. So that's it. Then what is the maximum value here? 9. So our maximum difference will be 9. I hope you got this. We'll take this test case as well. 9432. I'll just paste it here. 9432. And so initially I will be 9, j will be 4, I is greater than j, I is greater than 3 and 2 as well, so initially it cannot pass. And then I will be 4, again I is greater than 3 and 2, we can't perform any operator here. Again I is 3 and I is greater than 2 as well, we cannot perform any operator here. So there will be no maximum value here, and we have to return -1 here. I hope you got this question. Now, for solving this question, this is a easy question, easy LeetCode question, and personally, I believe LeetCode easy question is the best question to show your what I can do to explore and to show your thinking level, how you can think in different way. So that's what I believe. Here, initially we can perform a brute force, like brute force approach. What will be the brute force approach? We'll perform two loop here. First of all, I will be the zero index, and j will then we'll perform one second loop. In a loop, we'll go to the like from the second element to the last element. That's how we can perform like two loop, and the time complexity will be n square. If I quickly do this one, for example, I can say to next if is 0, and for I into I equal 0, I less than subset size, I plus plus, then one more envelope for I into j is equal to I plus 1, j less than subset size, and j plus plus. And all right, next different will be maximum of different nums of nums of j minus nums of I, and all I'll return if max different is equal to 0, then return -1, otherwise return max different. Okay, I'll put I nums of size -1 because I will go till like no to second last value. I'll go till the second last value, and if I run this one for j equal to I minus 1, j less than j plus plus, for I into j. Yeah, it's accepted. So the time complexity of this solution will be big of n square. Now if I do one more solution here, like one more solution here, this is one solution. I'll just paste it here. One more solution, what we can do, if I explain it a little bit more, what we can do here, for example, our value is 7154, so we can take one prefix array here. So we will take one prefix array and suffix array. So one will be prefix and one will be suffix array. So I'll just write suffix array. So in the prefix array, we'll store all the minimum value. And what is the prefix? Prefix is like the first index will be same, second index will be like the addition of our second value and first value. Third index will be the addition of our third value and second value, like this. But here, what I can do, I'll take all the minimum numbers. For example, I'll check, okay, our first value will remain same. Second value, I'll check, is this one, which one is the minimum number? Value of I or value of prefix I minus 1. So here the minimum value is 1. I'll put 1. Then again, minimum between 5 and 1 is 1. Minimum between 4 and 1 is 1. So what I'll do, I'll compare. Here, if I write, I'll compare minimum between nums of I or prefix of I minus 1. I'll compare with prefix of I minus 1 and nums of I got my prefix. For suffix, I'll start from n minus 1. So I'll take the maximum value in the suffix. So our last value is 4. I'll compare it. Compare with our nums of I between suffix of I plus 1. So here the 5 is bigger, 5, and I'll compare again with 1 and 5. Here is 5 is the large. Again, I'll compare with 7 and 5. 7 is the largest value. All I'll do, I'll just do minus from here, from suffix minus prefix of I. Again, I'll run a loop and I'll like each time I'll find our max value. Max value is equal to, sorry, is equal to max between suffix of I minus prefix of I. That's it. So here it will be 0. Then again 5 minus 1 will be 4. 5 minus 1 will be 4. 4 minus 1 will be 3. So our maximum value will be 4. I hope you got this. So if I code the question, what I will do, again, I will take anti-max different is 0 and we'll take double vector anti. One will be prefix of n and another will be suffix. Guys. So our initial value of prefix 0 will be nums 0 and our initial value will be suffix 0 will be nums of n minus 1. Sorry, suffix n minus 1 it will be. For the suffix 1, we will start from the last value and I'll just look for int I equal to 1, I less than the one thing. I'll check on n will be nums of size. So because I'm gonna use nums of size 3 times here, that's why I just took the variable here and I plus plus. In each time, what I'll do for the prefix, right? So prefix of I will be minimum of prefix of I minus 1 or nums of I. And for the suffix, I'll start from I n minus 2, I greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus, and suffix of I equal to max of suffix of I plus 1 and nums of I. That's it. And then again I'm gonna run one more loop and I equal to 0, I less than I plus plus, and then I'll take the maximum difference. Maximum difference will be max of different of suffix of I minus suffix of I, and we're gonna return the statement. If I run this, yeah, it's solved. So here the time complexity will be big of n. We reduce the time complexity, but we increase the spice complexity. So this is one kind of trade-off here. We can do one more solution. However, this is my personal favorite actually. If anyone did the one solution, one problem, it was like best time to buy stocks. One problem was there. If someone did this solution, it will be easy for them. Here, what I'll do, I copy, okay, just paste it here. Take it. So, what I'll do, yeah, if I explain it little bit. For example, our test case is this one. So, I think from my point of view, this is the easiest way, and by this way, we can decrease our time complexity and space complexity as well. So, as usual, what I'll do, I will just to find my maximum value, and on each index, I will find the minimum value as well, means our minimum number. So if I pass, like for example here, I'll check what is the difference. Difference is 4. And which one is our minimum number? 1. Minimum number will be 1. So minimum number will be 1. So each time I will try to find difference between our minimum number and current index. So current index is 5 here. Difference between minimum number and current index is now 5 minus 1 is 4. Again, minimum index is, and also each time I'll check minimum number is different between now minimum between minimum number and current index. So minimum number will remain same. And again, our next index will be 2. Difference between current index, minimum number is 1. Again, our minimum number will remain same. Then again, difference between 10 and minimum number is 9. Our minimum number will remain same, and our answer is 9 here. If I talk about this one, same. Our minimum number will be, initially our minimum number will be 7. Minimum number will be 7. So current max difference will be 7 minus 1, which will be like not possible. And each time we are compare with difference between max value will be 0 initially, and then the difference. So obviously the answer will be 0 here. Then our current minimum will be 1. So minimum will be 1. Then difference between 1 and 5 will be 4. Again, minimum number will remain same as the minimum is 1. Then difference between 1 and 4 is 3. So answer will be 4 here. That's it. So if for this solution, what I'll do, I'll take two value. One is x different will be 0, and the other one is minimum value. Minimum value will be initially I'll pass terms of 0. That's it. And I've done only one loop for int I equals 0, I equal to 1, I less than I plus plus. This time what I'll do, I'll try to find maximum different equal maximum different between terms of I minus minimum value. Here we have to pass minimum value, and each time I'll update my minimum value. Minimum value will be minimum between minimum value or nums of I. That's it. And we're gonna pass this as a return. Yeah. And okay. Here I didn't declare any anvil, so I'll just run nums of it. Ah, correct. Nums. My bad. Yeah, that's it. And this is my personal favorite solution actually. And if I submit this one, yeah, thank you so much.